The 2026 Met Gala was supposed to be fashion's biggest night, but behind the velvet ropes, it quickly spiraled into pure chaos, awkward celebrity moments, and outfits that had the internet screaming in confusion. First up, Kylie Jenner. The second she stepped onto the carpet, social media collectively froze. At first glance, people genuinely thought Demi Moore had arrived. Instead, it was Kylie in what looked less like couture and more like a dress actively sliding off her body mid-event. The makeup, harsh. The bleached brows, aggressive. Fans immediately started roasting the look, saying she somehow aged herself 20 years overnight. Comments flooded in instantly. She went from 24 to 42 real quick. Why does she look like Michael Jackson? This looks like Skims lingerie with extra fabric attached. And while some fashion insiders defended the outfit as artistic and theme-appropriate, most viewers were left wondering if the entire thing was just another overstyled disaster disguised as high fashion. But the real tea? Everyone expected Timothée Chalamet to finally make a surprise appearance beside Kylie. Instead, he completely skipped the gala and was spotted courtside at a Knicks game. Again. Fans instantly began speculating that Timothée thinks he's too serious for the Met now, putting himself in the same untouchable category as Leonardo DiCaprio and George Clooney. Meanwhile, Kylie walked the carpet alone while the internet dissected every inch of her face and outfit in real time. Then came Kim Kardashian. And somehow, it got worse. Kim's look was supposed to be avant-garde, but fans immediately compared her to a discount Power Ranger and a haunted J-Lo clone escaping a sci-fi movie. From certain angles, the outfit completely distorted her proportions, making the entire silhouette feel stiff, awkward, and unfinished. The back of the dress especially sent social media into meltdown mode. She looks like she escaped from a futuristic asylum. This is giving post-apocalyptic shapewear. Kim Kardashian really wore armored Spanx to the Met Gala? To make things even more awkward, fans had been waiting all night for Kim to make her red carpet debut with Lewis Hamilton, but he never showed. Instead, Kris Jenner appeared beside her, stealing almost all the attention. And honestly, Kris may have accidentally won the night. After years of oversized blazers and shoulder pads that swallowed her whole, Kris arrived in flowing dramatic fabric that actually softened her look. But viewers quickly became distracted by something else entirely, her face. People instantly began speculating that Kris had emergency cosmetic work done just days before the gala. Fans pointed out how tight her skin looked, how limited her facial movement seemed, and how her smile barely moved during interviews. She got threaded, filled, lifted, tightened, and polished for this carpet. It's giving Emperor's New Groove villainous. She looks like a billionaire wrestling manager. During interviews, Kris appeared unusually relaxed and slightly disoriented, fueling endless online theories that she was either exhausted, overwhelmed, or enjoying the champagne a little too much before walking the carpet. And then came Katy Perry. What was meant to be an artistic statement turned into one of the most bizarre moments of the night. Wearing an enormous theatrical mask during part of her performance appearance, Katy left both photographers and guests visibly confused. Some called it avant-garde. Others called it nightmare fuel. The internet was ruthless. Who approved this? This looks like a haunted opera character. She turned the Met Gala into a fever dream. Meanwhile, whispers spread backstage about celebrities avoiding each other, stylists panicking over wardrobe malfunctions, and organizers scrambling to control protests happening outside the venue. Even Beyoncé reportedly stirred controversy after bringing Blue Ivy, despite strict expectations surrounding guest rules and exclusivity. While fans loved seeing them together, insiders quietly questioned whether exceptions were being made for certain celebrities while others followed the rules. And through all of this chaos, Heidi Klum somehow arrived looking less like a supermodel and more like a marble statue that had come to life. By the end of the night, one thing became painfully clear. The 2026 Met Gala wasn't remembered for elegance, glamour, or groundbreaking fashion. Lightning across the steps of the Met Gala, but online, the knives were already out. Kendall Jenner is giving us absolutely nothing, one commenter sneered as Kendall floated onto the carpet in another sculpted, body-molded silhouette. Elegant? Sure. Memorable? According to the internet, not exactly. Critics immediately compared her look to Kylie's, accusing the sisters of recycling the same futuristic armor core aesthetic. Molded curves, draped fabric, fake sculpted torsos. People were asking the same question all night. Was this the theme, or did everyone just shop at the same dystopian mannequin factory? Still, Kendall seemed unbothered. Minimalism has become her signature. While others arrive dressed like walking chandeliers or haunted museum exhibits, Kendall tends to lean into restraint. But at the Met Gala, restraint is often interpreted as cowardice. And then came Hailey Bieber. Wrapped in another metallic molded look with soft draping, Hailey immediately got hit with the classic internet accusation, pretty but boring. One viral comment read, "Her ability to consistently not serve needs to be studied. Brutal. Yet somehow she still looked impossibly beautiful." That's the frustrating thing about Hailey Bieber. Even when people insist she's underwhelming, she still photographs like a campaign ad. Meanwhile, the body plate trend had everyone spiraling. Sculpted torsos, metallic breasts, armor-like silhouettes. Was this fashion? Was this performance art? Or was everyone secretly auditioning to become statues in a billionaire-funded museum? Hailey described her look as sculptural and molded to my body, while online critics compared it to a cheap Wonder Woman costume. And hovering behind every Hailey appearance, like a ghost that refuses to leave the group chat, was the eternal Selena Gomez discourse. Years later, and people are still turning every Hailey photo into a battleground. Then Rihanna arrived, and suddenly the energy shifted. Because Rihanna doesn't enter a room, she takes ownership of it. Before even stepping onto the carpet, speculation exploded online that she might be pregnant again. Why? Because she dared to wear a massive coat. That's all it takes with Rihanna. One oversized silhouette, and the internet starts drafting birth announcements. But regardless of the rumors, she looked untouchable, calm, effortless, untamed star power. Even videos of her greeting security guards and speaking kindly to staff started circulating, feeding the long-running narrative that Rihanna is one of the few megastars who still feels human beneath the fame. Standing beside A$AP Rocky, the chemistry between them was undeniable, although longtime pop culture followers couldn't help remembering the awkward history involving Kendall Jenner dating A$AP years ago. An invisible tension lingered in the background, whether anyone acknowledged it or not. And then Bad Bunny showed up looking like a glamorous old man. Shockingly, it worked. Gray hair, aged makeup, theatrical styling. He looked like a wealthy grandfather who owns vineyards in Italy and secrets in Monaco. Some people hated it instantly, others called it genius. But unlike many attendees who seemed terrified to take risks, Bad Bunny at least committed to a character. "It's the perfect day to explore and express yourself," he explained on the carpet. Exactly. That's what people want from the Met Gala. Spectacle. Which is why Duo Chai's barefoot appearance became such a bizarre moment online. She described her shoeless look as grounded and human, speaking about vulnerability and connection to the earth while standing at one of the most elite billionaire-sponsored events on Earth. The contradiction was impossible to ignore. Social media tore into the irony almost immediately. Groundedness at the Met Gala is insane. It sparked a larger conversation about celebrity spirituality. The kind that sounds profound until you remember the event is funded by unimaginable wealth and attended by people worth more than entire countries. Then came Cardi B, bringing exactly what people expect from Cardi: personality, confidence, and chaos in the best way possible. Unlike celebrities who seem terrified of public opinion, Cardi attacks the carpet like it's a performance. Loud glamour, big energy, zero hesitation. Nearby, Beyoncé and Blue Ivy became one of the night's biggest talking points. Blue, still under 18, attended despite the gala's long-discussed age restrictions. Some viewers thought she looked elegant and poised. Others questioned whether children belong at an event so deeply tied to celebrity excess and adult culture. But one thing was undeniable. Blue carried herself like she'd been trained for this world since birth. Because, well, she has. Emma Chamberlain, meanwhile, became the unexpected favorite for many viewers. Her painted-on look actually felt connected to the theme in an artistic way, though critics mocked her high-fashion, exhausted girl aesthetic. Emma exists in a strange celebrity category now, simultaneously beloved and relentlessly mocked for appearing too self-aware, too ironic, too internet. Then Katy Perry arrived, dressed like, honestly, nobody knew. Some called it AI-inspired performance art. Others thought she looked like a fencing robot from space. The internet immediately split into two camps. This is genius versus please send her home immediately. And honestly, that chaos is exactly why people still care about the Met Gala. Because for every elegant gown, there's someone dressed like a haunted sculpture. Speaking of haunted sculptures, Heidi Klum. Of course, Heidi Klum turned herself into nightmare fuel. At this point, Heidi doesn't attend events. She launches psychological warfare campaigns. Covered, sculpted, transformed beyond recognition, she once again proved that she values headlines over conventional beauty. And somehow, that commitment makes her one of the few celebrities who truly understands camp. And every single year, the internet gathers like a digital Roman Colosseum to decide who served, who failed, and who should have stayed home. And in the end, that's the real magic of the Met Gala. It was never just about the dresses. It's about spectacle, about power, about celebrities walking up those iconic stairs, knowing the internet will either crown them a fashion legend or drag them into oblivion before midnight. One wrong silhouette becomes a meme. One daring look becomes history. This year's Met Gala felt like a collision between art and ego, luxury and performance, beauty and backlash. Some stars played it safe, others arrived ready to shock. And while the theme may have been fashion as art, the real exhibit was human behavior itself. The obsession, the criticism, the need to be seen, remembered, and talked about. Because whether people loved the looks or hated them, they watched. They posted, they argued. They turned every outfit into discourse.